Hey guys, you're watching TechEdit. I'm Basil and this is the Huawei MatePad 11.5 PaperMatte. Now, if you've been a channel subscriber for a few years, you may remember some of the old speed sketches that I used to do to test out pen-equipped devices. I miss doing them, so when Huawei got in touch with me, asked me to do a sponsored video on the MatePad 11.5s, I thought, what better to do than a speed sketch? Because this thing has more pressure-sensitive layers than any other tablet on the scene, and the screen is so fit for purpose. Glare-free matte finish, so it's super non-reflective, easy to use outdoors, but it also feels more like paper. Kind of gives me color e-ink vibes, but without any of those washed out colors. Just a really, really decent picture, and you also get some cool software preloaded on here to get your sketch on. So I'm going to talk about the sketching experience in a lot of detail. I'm also going to talk about the specs. So use the chapters in the timeline to get to where you want to get to. But before I talk about any of those, I'm going to talk about the star of the show, and it has got to be that screen. If you haven't used the matte display before, they can be a little bit hit or miss, a little bit powdery and washed out. I've been very impressed with how Huawei has balanced bold, vibrant colors on the 11.5s PaperMatte with a diffuse panel. The screen is 11.5 inches with a 2.8K resolution, so it's nice and sharp. Also with a 30 to 144 Hertz refresh rate, it's super smooth, and that adaptive refresh rate also means power saving benefits. The 3:2 aspect ratio is kind of optimal for document editing, for example, and yes, drawing, but more important for drawing, because you're staring at the screen for ages, are the eye care credentials of this tablet. It's 2 lens certified flicker and reflection free, and at a hardware level certified for low blue light emission. On top of that, with SGS low visual fatigue premium performance certification, I just feel more comfortable using this for hours than I would a typical tablet. Nice and sharp with 291 pixels in every inch of screen. It also has just 2% reflectivity. Now what that means is it kind of feels more like a magazine when you're reading stuff on it. That's 60% less reflectivity than a traditional tablet. Now that I've explained why the screen of the Huawei MatePad 11.5s PaperMatte is so special, it's time to bring the Pura 70 Ultra in for a cameo to demonstrate Huawei's multi-device connectivity, mainly so that I can get a picture on here to start sketching. Using SuperHub, I can manage my phone screen on the tablet and simply drag and drop a picture I took on the 70 Ultra onto the MatePad so that I can have it in the corner as a reference. Now, while I get on with my sketch, I'm going to talk about the stylus in a bit more detail. This is a 3rd generation Huawei M Pencil, 10,000 levels of pressure sensitivity, and it's the first in the world to deliver this. It also feels super intuitive, responsive, and silky smooth with minimal latency. That's 15 milliseconds, which is less than the competition. That nippy latency is down to Huawei's NearLink technology, which combines wireless technologies to zap perceptible lag, making for a supernatural drawing experience. It also supports tilting too, which does different things depending on the drawing tool that you're using. And if you're wondering what software I'm using, it is Huawei's GoPaint. This is a free piece of software that's loaded on the tablet when you get it. It has no in-app purchases, and when I was getting to grips with it, Hazel Mead, an illustrator here in the UK who's used this tablet, suggested I try the high oil content brush, so I really enjoyed that. It kind of took me back to art class, but without the smell of turpentine. I also really enjoyed the smudge tool because it just meant I could get everything nice and smooth, and then I could add some texture by putting a watercolory type canvas in the background, so it just made my picture pop that bit more nicely. What I also appreciated is the tablet's pretty slim, 6.2 millimeters, 510 grams, easily slips into a sleeve in my bag, and then I could just pull it out and start sketching or reading. It's also great for note taking because Huawei's Notes app on here is super powerful. Now, I am a sucker for stationery and it's loaded up with paper types, pens galore, and it also converts your handwritten notes to text, cleans up shapes you draw. You can import PDFs into it and annotate them, and you can also work across text, audio, handwritten notes, and sketches pretty seamlessly. It also goes without saying, I really enjoyed reading on the Huawei MatePad 11.5 PaperMatte. Whether it was newspapers or monthly magazines, using the Readly app, I could easily get them on here, and also other reading apps worked a treat. Now, I mentioned the NearLink technology that connects a 3rd gen M Pencil with the 11.5 PaperMatte. That also connects the magnetic Folio keyboard. But this is a Folio keyboard in 2 parts. Half of it is a kickstand and it's fixed to the back of the tablet via magnets. Very, very handy. The other half disconnects and you can actually wirelessly type even when it isn't plugged into the tablet. In order to charge up the Folio, it's just simply a case of docking the tablet as you would typing when connected. So that's really neat and not something you see on typical Folio keyboard solutions. It's also worth noting that the MatePad 11.5 PaperMatte has 4 speakers and sounds immense whether you're using it for podcasts or watching streaming content on here. And while there's no Google Play Store on here, you can install apps through Huawei's App Gallery, Petal Search, or through manual APK installs. The MatePad also works seamlessly if you've got a Huawei MateBook laptop. Now here's a new Huawei MateBook X Pro 2024, which has a stunning OLED display and is incredibly light. You can easily extend that display if you prop them up side by side, so you effectively got 2 monitors, or you can use them standalone with a shared clipboard or through Huawei's multi-device connectivity. And so the Huawei MatePad 11.5 PaperMatte is an awesome sketching tool and so much more. I really hope you enjoyed this video. A massive thank you to Huawei for sponsoring it. If you're thinking about picking up either the MatePad or the MateBook I spoke about, you can use my discount code in the pinned comment below. And if you click my affiliate link and buy anything through that, I may earn some commission to put to future videos. Like I said, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, thumbs up, like the channel, subscribe. It's how you stay on top of everything I do. Have a wonderful day.